This week on the Patreon, we are starting a new, fully improvised mini-series, This Martial Artist's Life, where two characters talk about their experiences participating in the 21st Tenkaichi tournament. It's an eventful one, so be sure to tune in. And now, back to the show.
Kame House Party!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Kame House Party. I'm Vince.
I'm Aaron.
And this is the universe's bestest and only improv comedy Dragon Ball watch-along podcast where Aaron and I attempt to watch every episode and iteration of Dragon Ball that there is. And this week is no different. We've got another wonderful episode to talk about. But before we get into that, we got to do a little bit of Kame House Before we get into that, we got to do a little bit of Kame housekeeping, we set the stage for the rest of the episode. And the first piece of Kame housekeeping is the world famous UN sanctioned 1 minute roundup truck horn. Beep, beep.
Breaker, this is Lonesome Doggy. I got Smokey on my tail. Who's out there? Over.
Hey, Lonesome Doggy, this is Creeper Peeper. I read you loud and clear. You got an old Smokey on your tail, I hear. Over. That ain't no problem. All you gotta do is make sure you take the right exit over on 402, if that is where you're at. That should get that Smokey off your tail. This has been Creeper Peeper looking at you. Over and out.
Creeper Peeper. That's a big 10-4. I do see exit 402. I'm now turning off of it, and the Smokey he's going about his bit. He's got bigger fish to fry. Again, very curious that you knew where I was, this Lonesome Doggy, that you knew exactly what truck I was in and what exit I was at. Just point that out. Over.
Hey, Lonesome Doggy, this is Creeper Peeper checking back in. You and the Crimson Big Rig hauling Tonka toys across state lines, and your fly is down. Just peeping and doing a little bit of creeping on my own. I hope you enjoy the rest of your trip, and I hope it's safe, and I hope you don't have any more smokies on your tail. Over.
Peeper Creeper. I did look down and my fly was open. So for you to be able to see that, one, you have some sort of camera system set up in my rig somewhere. I'm currently checking behind visors and other places. We do, of course, have them as right. That's a trucker thing. Anyway, or two, you're in the rig with me, and the call's coming from inside the house.
and seed. Oh, if you drive trucks, let us know how accurate that is.
Yeah, I hope we didn't distract you or scare you with how good we were.
Yeah,
simulating.
Okay, all truckers, we're off that radio frequency. We're not pranking you.
Yeah, get off this channel.
But that, listener, is our improvised scene that we do at the top of every show to loosen or tighten our muscles for whatever improv may call upon us while we talk about the episode. And that, after that's done, is when one of us breaks and laughs. I just couldn't deal with it coming from inside the house, but it's a truck.
My truck home.
Your truck home? Yeah.
I've seen people's PC rigs.
Yeah, you've seen inside of those things.
It's a home.
Yeah, it's a tiny mobile home for those truck drivers that are doing the Lord's work, moving freight.
Yeah.
And we got to keep this episode moving because we have another piece of Kame housekeeping, which is the 1 minute roundup proper, where one of us, this time Aaron, has 60 seconds to summarize everything that has happened in Dragon Ball. So that's like 150 plus episodes and Dragon Ball Z, and we're already at 102 episodes recorded about on this podcast. An intense feat that I have one more question to ask you, Aaron. Aaron, are you ready to round up?
Yes, I am. In 3, 2, 1. Dragon Ball is about 7 magic crystal balls. You collect them all. Ooh, baby, you get any wish you want. A lot of people want them, but the person who stops all those bad people from getting them is Goku. He's the main character. He's a little boy. He loves karate. Beats a bunch of people up who want to use it to take over the world. He loves martial arts. Makes friends that way. Enters 3 world tournaments of martial arts. Only wins the last one, but it's against the offspring of a demon king. He saves the world multiple times. All this before, like, honestly, his 18th birthday. Then he gets married, has a kid, finds out, he's an alien. And he was saying to destroy the planet. He ends up killing his alien brother while also dying in the process. He goes to the next life, trains real hard, comes back, defeats more aliens from his home planet. But a bunch of his homies dies because of it. So him and some other homies, they go to Namek. There they look for the other Dragon Balls to wish their friends back to life. Goku beats up a bunch of other space weirdos, and this beating up the biggest space weirdo, Frieza, and the planet's about to be destroyed. And yeah.
Well done.
Ooh.
Well done, my good man.
Get it out of here.
So, in case you were wondering, what the heck was that? That is the 1 minute roundup proper where, why am I going backwards? We do that so you don't have to listen to every single episode of the podcast or watch every single episode of Dragon Ball to get caught up to where we are now. Look, if you think you can do better, and I bet you can send those into kamehousepartypod@gmail.com. Just send us the MP3 of you doing your 1 minute roundup. It doesn't have to be all in one. You can edit it. You can put music behind it. People have done that before. And it is so fun because you guys make us look like idiots.
Yeah. I don't know what other incentive you need besides showing us up and really dunking on us with your 1 minute roundup skills.
Yeah. Put us on a 1 minute roundup poster, like somebody in the NBA getting absolutely yammed on.
Yeah, I want them to talk about us in Anime Sports Center with how bad we got slammed.
We want Stephen A. Smith to be aghast at how badly we got dunked on. But we have to get to the final piece of Kame housekeeping before we get into the episode, and that is, look, listener, Aaron and I got to be honest, we watched 2 different versions of the show. I watched the English dub version. Aaron watched the Japanese language English subtitled version because comparing and contrasting is fun. What gets localized and what doesn't is always good for a little comedic joy. And where else can we start but with the title? And I will go first with the English title for this week's episode, which is Episode 103 of Dragon Ball Z, Pathos of Frieza.
Ooh. Pathos is one of those big college words.
I was going to say, this is an SAT word.
I always forget the definition of it.
Yeah.
Does it just mean sad?
I think so. The frustration, like the source of great frustration or something. Maybe that's it. But Aaron, this is a perfect time to let the listener know we don't do research on this show. We're not going to stop down to Google nothing. We don't have time for it. So if you know what pathos means, send us some KHP
Do you really want that one?
No, we don't need that one. You can leave that one out.
We'll find another instance to send in that KHP research. But Vince, if I suddenly drop dead in the middle of me giving you the title of my episode, then you get a Yahtzee. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
So now I'm actually scared that I cursed myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just set yourself up for some mysterious happenings on the pod.
Oh, no. I mean, please publish this episode if I do.
Sure.
Let my last words be Frieza. All right. So I'm really freaking out actually. So the title for episode 103 of Dragon Ball Z, the Japanese language, roughly translated, is Pathos of Frieza. Just kidding. Once he starts shaking, he's unstoppable.
Okay.
Which the last part does not fit.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of what he does when he starts shaking.
I was going to say, yeah, he does not become unstoppable. Well, look.
He's supremely stoppable.
Anyway, we'll talk about this. Let's get into this episode, shall we?
We shall. I thought in my notes halfway through this first part, I'm like, I really want to watch this at like 1.5 speed. This is there's a lot of recapping.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fillery. We don't really get into some twisties and turns into the latter half. But it's just what we've seen before. Planet being destroyed.
Yep.
They're fighting each other. Frieza can't believe he's getting beat by a Saiyan.
Yep.
He uses more colorful language.
Mm-hmm. He compares them to a primate of a kind, the one with a prehensile tail.
A certain genus and species of creature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You better file that or feel them. Oh, damn it.
What's that from?
Well, you said genome species phylum. I was trying to.
Oh, I goofed.
I was trying to get to phylum and I just look. I dropped the ball just like the announcer. I want to point out in the beginning of mine drops the ball because we already know the cliffhanger from last episode. There's a minute left. There's 1 minute left, and the announcer says, "We will find out if Goku can defeat Frieza today." Like, maybe on a technicality, and I might be able to concede by the end of the episode so that the announcer can be omnipresent and always right. But I, as of right now, I'm mad as heck because I don't believe him.
So we're gonna find out if Goku can beat Frieza today.
That's what we're gonna find out.
To play Home of Infinite Losers advocate. There we go. Doesn't quite work, but I'm going with it. If he meant by in the show timeline, it will be today.
I get maybe in the show's timeline, but I the announcer talks to us directly so often that it would be bullshit if he wasn't this time.
Yeah, he. I think I'm still on the announcer side. We'll get to it, but first we have to get a whole recap of like King Kai being like, "Also remember, everyone, Goku can't breathe in space, and that's why Frieza tried to blow up the planet because he can. And even if Goku wins, he won't be able to survive."
It is so frustrating that we had to stop down for this entire replay after last week's episode, which was 100% filler. This one is like 98% filler. And this is the most egregious affront to our time that we've had at the top of an episode. Because Chaozu, Yamcha, and Tien have been sitting there the entire time watching the fight with King Kai. Like
they're like, we know.
Hey, King Kai, look, we're good. Do you want to just maybe give us a play-by-play instead?
So when I say that Goku can't breathe in space, what I mean is due to the vacuum of space removing oxygen from his being, he will explosively decompress and die.
King Kai, hey, it's to clarify, it's me, Yamcha. I know people forget me a bunch.
Who?
The guy. Hold on, let me do my death pose.
Yamcha.
It's your boy.
Yamcha.
Look, I'm a big dummy, and even I know Goku can't breathe in space. He had to wear that suit in that spaceship on his way there to fix it.
Well, did you also know that Frieza can breathe in space? He can live anywhere. That's a direct quote from me in this episode. Frieza can live anywhere. He can own a home on any planet. His credit's that
Hey.
good.
Hey, it's me, Tien, as a wandering martial artist. You know what? That sounds like the life. That's my kind of life. Living anywhere. Maybe I can breathe in space.
No, you can't. I mean, you can't breathe at all because you're dead.
That which would mean, wait a minute, guy, Yamcha, Chiaotzu, huddle up. Oop. Guys, I think we can breathe in space if we're not actually breathing.
Can you poop in space?
I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised by that anymore. Me, Yamcha. And this little guy being a little freak. Chiaotzu, this is very serious.
Sorry.
If we
Just
can
had to
breathe in
ask the question.
If we can breathe in space, if we don't need to breathe in space, maybe we can travel the Namek real quick. And as Ghost, help Goku out.
Oh, I like that idea.
That makes sense to me.
Let's ask King Kai.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, King Kai, serious question from me, a serious man.
What is it? I'm watching Goku frustratingly fight Frieza.
Let me guess, they're doing a bunch of punches that don't land, and they're kind of flying around.
I just don't get it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the time for this.
What if we, as Ghost, we're okay. All cards on the table. We're Ghost, right? Unbodied spirits, even though we got to keep our bodies.
I would say
Wait a
your corporeal souls. You got to
Okay.
keep your visage.
Because I feel like in the future, this is going to be a thing where even if you have the halo, ting, I just pinged it, you can come back and fight people on Earth. I assume that's going to happen at some point.
Only in
the
very
future?
special cases, and King Yema would have to approve, and I would have to there's a lot of paperwork. Why are you asking me this question?
You're miming. Trying to straighten a stack of papers right now.
I mean, you couldn't imagine the stack. It's as long as the Snake Way is.
But mainly me, sometimes Chiaotzu,
Yeah.
possibly Yamcha, like 10% on that, honestly.
Hey. Okay, yeah. You need what?
Could we go to Namek real quick and help Goku fight Frieza?
Absolutely not.
What? Oh, I just fell on my side, anime style.
I won't let.
Shocked.
I'm already dismayed that I let Goku potentially fight to his own doom. And here you want me to send 3 more of my students to their doom? Absolutely not.
But can we double die?
Yes.
Oh, wait. You've got a little button there.
You die here by my button press. You die twice, and your soul will cease to exist.
I thought you had a button for another reason, maybe to make something official.
What? No.
I don't know. Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know if you had access to
Everything I say is official.
Okay. You don't need a button like
I'm the
some other clowns?
Kaioshin of this entire universe.
Look, I just know that some other guys, they're not as powerful as you. They need like some dumb button that doesn't actually exist to make things official.
Hey, King Kai, have you ever heard of Wild and Out? Oh, I love that show. It's so funny. All the gags about people looking like hoes.
Yeah, I love when they comment on each other's appearance. They talk about, because they're celebrities, so they talk about their dirt.
Oh,
Do they ever
yes.
reference anyone's arrest or misconduct?
Maybe highlight an infidelity or two.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny when they tear off a woman's wig in the audience. She didn't. She signed up for it. She signed the release.
Again, I'm an idiot, but that's clearly a plant. Even I know that. I've done Wild and Out once. They said, "Can we rip your wig off?" And I wasn't paying attention and said yes. And that's why I got that haircut that one time.
And seed.
And
Because I
see.
can't keep it up. Because I see it so clearly. I see long-haired Yamcha sitting in the audience. Then Nick Cannon, rude as hell, just going over there. And you know what else? You just like this fool's weave. Ah.
Yeah, he rhymed weave with seethe. It's like a weird it's weird a slant rhyme.
Mm-hmm. That was the Snoop Dogg episode because there was so much rapping in it.
But yeah, that's recaps of stuff, more fighting like they always do. But can we go back to Earth for a second?
Oh yeah, why not?
This is somehow the most interesting piece of filler.
Truly. This if we could categorize like good filler and bad filler, this is good filler. Like little windows into like characters' other habits rather than just like the tropes that they like the trope wheel that they usually put them on for a filler episode, which is Krillin's always going to say something about not having a girlfriend. Gohan's always going to be struggling about his studies, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. We learn a new dimension of Bulma. She is in the dirt, drawing a circle, placing 3 leaves in the middle of that circle. She calls it fortune telling to Dende when he asks about it. And apparently, and I think this is where we need some KHP research, because I don't know if this was a make 'em up for the show. If this is a traditional Japanese, I don't want to say superstition, but a belief. But she says if you burn all 3 of these leaves in the circle, then someone who is traveling will come home safely, i.e. Goku.
Yeah.
Dende is like, that's cool. I got a lighter.
Yeah. Dende charges a little bit of ki and creates a blue flame. Cool. Again, new information about Dende's abilities, and this is a cool one that the Namekians can just make fire.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the Namekians, they love this shit.
Oh yeah, they're all over this.
All of them are gathered around.
They're all like,
hey,
this
Earth
is
all right.
Yeah, they got good entertainment on Earth. This is rad.
A circle with leaves? How novel. But it's a bad omen, right?
Right.
Because the wind blows out. I guess it doesn't work unless all the leaves are burnt completely and the wind blows the fire out. So everyone's like crestfallen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gohan, the sensible one, is like, quote, fortune telling is nonsense and my dad will come home.
That I love that they translated that one for one. Because little Gohan, that's nonsense. My dad will come home to me and my mom. And Piccolo's right next to him, like, yeah, nonsense.
just a smile and a nod.
So proud that he beat this. He beat that belief system out of Gohan.
Yeah. When we were first training Gohan, he's like kept reading horoscopes, and I slapped the paper out of his hand.
He kept burning sage. I dunked it in water.
I said, "This is a Christian household. None of your witchcraft.
Take this pagan stuff back to Mount. What is it? What mountain do you live on? Mount Rainier."
Look, sorry, those Harry Potter books have to go. Those are real spells in there.
I've occurred out of my ass.
Ooh, oh no.
Oh no. Oh, my ass is dead.
My ass does. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
And that's how New Yorkers are born.
Yeah. They get cadavered on their little bums when they're born.
Yeah, and again, like this is so interesting because we pointed out the Namekians are all interested. Vegeta is even like peering in from his sulking tree.
If you know someone's going to join the crew if they're just sulking up by a tree away from everyone
for multiple episodes.
Yeah. Like, they'll come around. Don't worry.
Eventually, he's going to get so lonely, he's going to beg for friends.
The only thing I didn't like about this is did Bulma have any interest in like fortune telling or the metaphysical before this? I don't know if she did. So it feels a little out of character.
Oh yeah, I could. Part of me feels like Bulma was young enough, like where, what is it, the fortune telling squares that you would make in school, right?
Cootie catchers.
Cootie catchers. This seems like a cultural equivalent, maybe, to a cootie catcher, where you could just
All
say,
right.
like, you could say that about anything. You draw a circle, you put 3 leaves in it.
Yeah.
If all 3 of them burn, then your crush likes you. You know,
Mhm.
if
Children, please don't do this.
yeah, just children, just pluck the
Look,
petals off a flower instead.
yeah. Don't, as a responsible adult, if you are a child listening to this, please don't start a fire.
Fires cannot
but-
tell the future
Yeah.
unless that future is, will this burn or not?
But also, fires are real cool.
Wink.
Fires fucking rule. But yeah. I guess you're right. It might be she's in a stressful situation. The future is unknown. Reverting
Mhm.
back to, even if it's just like, you know what, this is just nice, and it keeps my mind off of just wondering what's going on. And
Right.
Piccolo, of course, Piccolo's bad at play by play.
Of course. He's just going to tell you when it's over
Yeah,
and that it was good or not.
they're still fighting.
Yeah. Piccolo
Don't.
doing color commentary of like the NBA finals. Steph Curry. He what? Piccolo? Klay Thompson. What did they do?
Are you just, it sounds like you're just saying a name and then making like your hungry noise, or like
Jason.
that sounds delicious.
Jason Tatum. Hickory barbecue chips.
Is he eating them? What's going on?
Draymond leafy greens.
Okay, now you're, are you reading a menu on air at a basketball themed eatery?
Jordan swimming pools. Piccolo, now you're just
Yeah.
that's just clumsy. Like
This is
it's a
on
guy-
purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
Rule one of a colored commentary guy: your portmanteaus have to be on point.
So
On
Piccolo,
point,
give it
Manto.
one more try. One more try.
Mm.
Jalen Brown fried rice.
You know what? Give me an order of that.
Oh,
If you're-
and the Warriors won the NBA finals.
What? 90 minutes of this?
And
And see.
if you watched game 6 like I did, that's basically what happened. I fell asleep at the third quarter. As the third quarter started, I woke up and the Warriors had a commanding lead, and I was like, "Fuck, this game sucks."
Oh, that's how you know you're over 30.
Oh yeah.
Fourth quarter's nap.
Mm-hmm.
A few things before commercial. Goku, what do I have here? Goku just elbowing Frieza.
Oh yeah.
I do want to comment that at this point, the planet is really unrecognizable. It looks like hell.
Mm-hmm. You got lava flows, intense lightning strikes. The skies around Namek are black and red. There's a little
No-
back and forth about Frieza calling Goku just a beast because he's so strong. Goku retorts, "Well, I'd rather be a dumb beast than a heartless monster." Frieza takes
Ooh.
offense to that, if you can even imagine.
The M word, Goku.
That's right, Frieza. I used the M word.
I thought. Have you noticed that how all the bad words start with M? What we got? We got monster. We got monkey.
Hey,
Wait, what's the difference, Goku?
I guess you're right, Frieza. Maybe I've been wrong about my word choice this entire time.
Yeah, you look. Who's the real bad guy here? Is what I'm saying.
The English language?
Maybe maybe the past. human involvement in other humans' lives.
Mm, that's a good point, Frieza. A gut punch and gut to commercial.
Hey everyone, I'm big in the video because it's me time. I'm going to talk about something that's going on this Friday, June 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Myself and Noah from Thinking Too Hard About Anime, we are doing a special live stream with the folks over at Night Clerk Radio, the Haunted Music Review podcast with Burke and Ross. We will be talking about something that a nice Venn diagram where we meet. We were talking about the musician and composer Suzumu Hirasawa. They are the composer of several of Satoshi Kon's films. As this season, we're talking about him and Satoshi Konheads. And Burke and Ross, they know a lot about music. So we're kind of combining forces. We're going to talk about the history of Hirasawa, and Burke and Ross are going to talk more about the theory of the music, why it hits like it does. It should be a fun time. So if that's your thing, again, come join us June 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be hosting it. I don't quite know who is actually hosting the stream, but if we're not hosting it, we'll definitely host it over on twitch.tv/Kame House Party. Check our socials for more details, but that is coming this Friday. And hope all of you show up and hang out and let us talk. Let's drop some knowledge on you. Mainly from Ross and Burke, if I'm being honest.
Can I be big now?
You can be the same size
Oh,
as me.
thank gosh. I'm back to my normal size. And that means we can get back to the show.
Fighting.
More fighting. The highlights. There's a really cool flying kick that Goku does. I believe he is tossed toward a rock. He's hurtling towards a rock. He bounces back and does I'm assuming he's flying for like half a mile in a flying kick pose, and then does like a fake donkey kick to Frieza's head, sends him flying. It's cool. It's kind of iconic. And I think a lot of the, like, if you see any clips about this fight, they're from about this point in the actual show. So we're getting close. Somehow all of this has happened within a minute or less. Well, definitely less. And we still have like quite a bit of Namek still left in this saga. So
I think the thing that stuck out to me was that Goku and Frieza are definitely playing a little game of hide and seek at one point.
mm-hmm.
And Frieza's he's flabbergasted that Goku can keep up with him the way he does. We are seeing Frieza losing steam in the fight. His attacks are falling flat. Goku is definitely being more effective.
Yeah.
But like now we get into the meat of this episode, what it's actually all about. Because I think Goku has the upper hand. And then just out of nowhere is like, I'm stopping.
Mm-hmm. He's taking his
Job
ball.
well done.
And he's going home, to quote
Yeah.
another blonde, angry man. Like he declares it's done. I'll skip.
Jesus. It's finished. Father, Kame to thy hand, I commend my spirit.
Who else says it's finished? Well, somebody says finish it. Green Goblin, finish it.
Oh, you can do a better Green Goblin than that.
Well, hold on.
I'll fill it. Mm-hmm.
Finish it.
There we go.
There we go. There
you
it
follow
is.
the cold chill down your spine.
Yeah. Ooh. I still need
Wake up, Osborne. Look, do what you got to do with her, then get rid of her. Which is what Goku is doing.
Which is basically what Goku's doing to Frieza. But his speech reads a little differently. I have like the second half of his speech
Lay
written
it
down.
I don't think I got too many things. I've got one quote and then just the sort of laundry list of reasons why Goku is indeed stopping this fight.
Yeah. So I'm missing the earlier part, but I have. I'm satisfied. Now your pride has been torn to shreds. You've challenged and lost to a fighter that is superior to you. And to make it worse, he's just a monkey, right?
Ooh.
It would be meaningless to fight you now. You're too scared and ashamed. Live with the shock. Keep it bottled up inside you silently.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot more. Because
I was curious as to what your version of that speech is like.
it's similar. The like whole soul sort of like, you live with this. It's more implied in mine. The one quote I got that I thought was really good was, there ain't any reason to kill you now that you started trembling.
Ooh, that's good.
That's all I wanted, Frieza. I want to see you sweat.
I want to watch you shake.
Fear sweat.
Mm-hmm. The worst, stinkiest kind of sweat.
I needed to hear those teeth clatter myself.
Like
You didn't
Scooby and
disappoint.
Shaggy going into
Yeah.
a haunted house.
You better do a weird like wind up run away from me. That's all I wanted. But some other reasons that I don't think he mentioned in your speech is he's like, look, you're already at 100. This is true. You're not, no lies detected. But your key is dropping. And like, yeah, it's not a challenge anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're done.
Yeah. And like after that speech, Goku powers down, turns his back on Frieza, is ready to fly away. And I wrote down that he says, "Goodbye, Frieza. Never do mischief again. May you live the rest of your life in peace."
Same in mine. He goes out on like, I don't want to see you again.
Mm-hmm. I better never catch your ass in my neighborhood ever again.
This is, again, what makes Goku really great is, well, one, unlike Vegeta, where he's just like, actually, I think Vegeta can get stronger. So let him go so I can find him again. Goku's like, no. You killed Krillin. Sure, Vegeta killed. Well, technically no one.
But he didn't stop it.
None of his friends. Vegeta never killed any of Goku's friends.
Yeah.
Technically.
He just was part of the series of events that led to them getting killed.
He might have told someone else to do it.
And then he may have evaporated that other person.
Yeah. Which in Goku's mind would be like, hey, he's all right. He killed a bad guy.
But yeah, he is treating good. Yeah, that's a good point. He's not treating Frieza the same way that he is Vegeta. And that must have been it, because Vegeta must not have never killed anybody. But
yeah, because every other enemy is just like, all right, got to destroy him.
Mm-hmm.
Once I know, I mean, he's not like this now, because he is like, I beat you. I don't need to kill you. Because he's usually never like that.
Right.
So yeah, this is a Goku trait that doesn't get shown off often, because there are only so many big bads he can fight.
Yeah. No other villain gets this kind of personal shaming, fight shaming.
And look, Frieza reacts accordingly. He is so pissed. He's like, I'm going to make a destructo disc. It's a homing one. It'll cut through anything. It does. It'll chase you forever. It does.
Mm-hmm. Did Frieza have a nice song to go with this chase sequence?
No, he's just cackling. Please give me the Frieza song.
Oh yeah, in between the horrible cackles, he says, Round and round the monkey goes. Where he stops,
Oh,
take
boy.
off his nose.
Go knows his knows is the correct rhyme there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Got it. And like throughout this entire saga, you cannot knock Frieza's lyricism. His lyrics are usually on point. Whenever he gets
Yeah.
into a song or has to rhyme, he's there. He's on it. He's on meter. He's got his bars.
And this is I mean, that's kind of almost, because Goku is like, all right, let me just fly back to Frieza.
Mhm.
Frieza's like, you can't trick me. I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna move out of the way at the last second. And then the announcer's like, will he? We'll see you next time.
I was the guy who said this would be done today.
Yeah, I got some wrong. Look, I got some misinformation. Do we find out that Goku could beat Frieza? Yeah, kind of.
Does he? No. But you
Oh,
didn't know that. You tuned in. Job
This
done.
is look, we don't get to talk about this. My job is not just a reminder of past events, but I got to entice you. I got to keep you wanting more to tune back in next week. It's a little manipulative, but that's Hollywood, baby.
I'm here to keep your ass in seats.
Mm-hmm. Look, if you don't, if the ratings drop, who do you think they're going to cut first? Not Goku. I'm out of here.
I mean, they already cut Krillin, but hey-oh.
They cut him a couple times.
Boom.
He wasn't testing well with 18 to 35-year-olds.
But he might test well for an android numbered 18. Tune in next time.
When we don't talk about that.
Keep tuning in until we do. Gotcha.
But that's where we're at. Vince, we're almost there.
We're very close.
So close. I assume only 20 more episodes left on Namek.
As these things go, yeah, we got a cool 20 left. We'll be here we'll be here through this current season.
Through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Well, I can confidently say we'll be off Namek before the end of the year.
Which is amazing.
We've
been on Namek for
a year and a half.
Oh man.
Because of various hiatuses. But some of that's on us. But a lot of that's on you, Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at you, Toriyama.
Mm-hmm.
Our Lord and Savior.
But that's it. I'm just excited that we're almost back on Earth.
And look, I'm excited to tell you all that we really appreciate you listening to the show. Please give us a rate and review on your podcast app of choice. Check out KameHouseParty.com. Check out Thinking Too Hard About Anime, Aaron's other podcast where he's doing great work over there, going deep, diving into the world of Satoshi Kon. You can catch us every Thursday over on Twitch, twitch.tv/KameHouseParty. We've got a special stream coming up this Friday, but tune in Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for a variety of games and a variety of fun. If you have KSP research, write into kamehousepartypod@gmail.com or hit us up on any of our social medias at KameHouseParty across Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're not on Reddit. We don't want to be, but but if you're there, let us know. We might come meet you on Reddit. But thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks to all the patrons out there. And here we gotta wrap it up the way we always do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are burning the leaves at both ends or you're turning your foes into poorly fighting friends, you gotta
I'm trying to find the thing. Keep keeping. Okay, I got it.
Fighting. God.
around we go.
Kame House Party.